In today's episode, we're going to be talking about how you can make documents that describe your game.
These can help with long-term issues like scope creep.
Well, we're going to have a little bit more about that after the intro.
Maybe.
We should keep that. That's hilarious.
Hi, I'm Gabriel.
And I'm Adam.
I'd like to give credit to Dylan for writing the music in the intro video. He was part of our team last year.
Well, our topic today is documents, and there are two different kinds of documents that are useful for game development.
There's a concept document, which is useful for keeping track of different concepts for different games before you've chosen which one you like. And there's the game document, which helps you lay out everything that will be part of the game that you have chosen. Here's our concept document. The purpose of the concept document is to organize your thoughts. It's kind of like a warm-up for the theme document. You'll be covering a few similar topics. It lets you develop each of your game ideas separately instead of everything getting muddled together into just one idea in your head.
So the first piece of content that you really need in your concept document is pictures. And you can just pull these off of like Google Images or whatever, like we said in the last video. And these are just really important because they help you visualize your game and they help keep your whole team on the same page.
Another important thing to talk about in this document is the relation to the theme. The theme is very central to OGPC, and if you stray too far, you won't be able to win.
And the other thing you need is a pro and con list. This helps you compare the ideas that you come up with, and it really helps prevent you from getting too excited and ignoring the other ideas that you have.
And now the other kind of document, a game document. Here's ours. A big reason for the game document is to prevent scope creep. Scope creep is when your game gets more and more complicated as you work because teammates are like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we added this idea? And then someone else wants their idea added, and everyone agrees that they'd be great things to add, and your game slowly gets out of hand as it gets more and more complicated. So the scope of the project creeps past your abilities. That's why it's called scope creep. And in the end, the game will feel unfinished. And you can kind of fix this problem by writing down everything that you want in the game at the beginning, so it's harder to add to it.
So the first thing you need is a summary. And this can help keep your team on the same page and helps you have an objective.
It can also serve as the starting point to your elevator pitch, which is something that it's a brief description of your game, which is something that you'll need during the competition.
Next thing you need is a story. The story is really important because, number one, it makes the game interesting and engaging, but it also kind of dips into theme and is pretty vital to linking your game to the theme.
It's also important to talk about the settings and the character because that's kind of what the player will see first, is what kind of a world does this game take place in.
And finally, we have game mechanics. This is how the player will actually play the game.
So, for example, is it a game where you run around and pick stuff up, or is it a game where you need to get from one waypoint to the next as fast as you can to get to a goal? Is there money, upgrades, are there conversations? How do you actually play the game? And next week I'll show you how to concept some of these game mechanics in Unity 3D, the game engine that I'm familiar with using. So I'll see you then. But we won't see them. They'll see us then.
Keep that in. That would be funny.